guys, we're going to talk about all things cleats, shoes and cleats, okay? One of the biggest problems I see with clients coming to me with knee problems is usually not their setup on the bike, but it's the condition of their cleats and their pedals, okay? A lot of worn cleats can cause a lot of issues with knees, okay? When cleats wear, they wear medial or laterally and your foot starts moving in the pedal, left or right, and cause a lot of movement then in the knee or the hips and can give you a lot of issues. So always change your cleats. If you're using the plastic cleats, just change them once or twice a year. Also with worn cleats, it can be quite dangerous in that your foot can pop out of the pedal. So the last thing you want going up a hill or sprinting out of the saddle is your foot to pop out. I've seen a lot of very nasty accidents with very worn cleats. So please just change your cleats once or twice a year. So most of you should be familiar enough with the three main pedal systems that you'll see out there. There's lots of different types of pedal systems, but the three main ones are your Look pedals, with your Look Keo cleat, your Shimano pedal, with your Shimano cleat, the Shimano Road pedal and Shimano Road cleat, and then your Shimano SPD pedal, okay? This little system here with your Shimano SPD cleat that recesses into the bottom of an SPD shoe. Okay, you may see some other guys with something like this lollipop pedal. It's called a speed plate pedal. We're not going to talk too much about this because it's not the most popular pedal out there. The most popular ones are your Look, your Shimano Road and the Shimano SPD. Contrary to popular belief, performance wise there's no difference between a road pedal or an SPD type pedal, okay? Yes, they're a bit heavier and the shoe is a little bit heavier, but performance wise there's lots of studies done on this, okay? Whether you use a Look, a Shimano or an SPD clip-in pedal, there's no difference, okay? So don't listen to somebody saying to you, oh, you shouldn't be using that pedal because you're not going to get as much performance. You will. I've seen one of the top mountain bikers here in the country win stages in road races over here and do very well in road races using his mountain bike pedals and his mountain bike shoes, okay? For a lot of leisure people, you know, your SPD pedal and shoe is probably ideal, okay? Because the cleat is recessed into the shoe, okay? So you can walk around in the shoe. You're not slipping at coffee shops, okay, and looking like a penguin going around. Also, there's less chance of them wearing. Because it's recessed into the shoe, it's a steel cleat, it doesn't wear as much, okay? Where with your plastic cleats, one it's sticking up out of the shoe, okay, so you end up walking on it and slipping on slippy floors, and they wear quite easily. Plastic cleats, they don't last very long. As I say, once or twice a year you need to replace your cleats, otherwise you're looking at knee problems or your foot slipping out of the pedal. So what's the difference between the different cleats? So let's see, with your Look Keo cleats, there's different floats available, okay? So you've grey, you've black, and you've red cleats, okay? Your red cleats give you the most amount of float, how much your foot can move laterally or medial in the pedal, okay? Some people like a lot of float if they've had a lot of knee surgeries or a lot of knee problems, okay? But a lot of people, that will drive them mad as well. When you're climbing, your foot's moving all over the place. So they give you 9 degrees of float, okay? Your grey cleats give you 4.5 degrees of float, okay? About half the float. And then your black cleats give you 0 degrees of float. So you're locked into the pedal. For most people, it's a bit extreme, okay? You have to get your cleats set up perfect. Your 0 degree float usually suited to guys sprinting or guys on the track where they're pulling really hard out of pedals just to keep them locked in solid. But the odd person likes that feeling. But the majority of people will be using the 4.5 degrees of float in the grey cleats. With Shimano, they have a similar kind of system. Okay, they have 3. You have your yellow, you have your blue, and you have your red cleat. Okay, your red cleat is your 0 degrees of float. Again, not many people will use that. It's a bit extreme. Up to a couple of years ago, you just had the yellow ones, which kind of gives you about 7 degrees of float. Okay, and that's probably the most popular one with most riders. Just a nice little bit of float in it, not too much. And then for some people, I use the blue ones myself. It's about half that again. Okay, so it's kind of an in between, similar to your rough pedals. You have three floats. All right, and then on your SPDs, again, it's a little metal cleat. They allow you a good bit of float. Okay, but for a majority of leisure riders, I'd be recommending that kind of system. So how do we set up the cleats? So if we look at a road pedal and setting them up, it's much the same whether it's SPD or whether it's a road cleat, okay? So you'll see the cleats move forward, back, left, right, and you can also angle them, okay? So the simplest thing to do, when you put the cleat on first, okay, just set it up dead centre and pull it a little bit more back towards the heel, okay? You don't need to pull it all the way back, but I would certainly pull it about 3/4 of the way back. So when you pull the cleat back, the shoe goes forward, okay? I see a lot of riders and they'd have their cleats all the way forward in the cleat, so the shoe is all the way back, and that can cause a good few issues. Normally sore toes, okay, or the ball of the foot gets sore because they're pedaling with their toes and the ball of the foot's bending all the time. It also can cause problems in the Achilles tendon or the calves because they're pedaling with their toes, a lot of pressure going up into the calves and the Achilles tendon. Alright, so you're better off putting them on, just set them up dead middle and pull them about 3/4 of the way back, okay? Very neutral, okay? And then centre them left to right. Now, we need to get the angle right on the shoe, okay? So you can angle the heel in, heel out, heel in, heel out, or toe in, toe out, toe in, toe out. For the majority of riders, I bet if you stand up out of your chair right now, you'll find you're probably standing with your heels slightly in and your toes slightly out. There's very few of us are pigeon toed. Some people are, but the majority of us are quite neutral. Slightly heel in, slightly toe out. And you need to set your shoe up much the same, okay? So you just angle it where it's a slightly heel in. Too much heel in and you rub off the crank, okay? So just a little bit of heel in it, okay? And it just gives you a natural position on the pedal, okay? So you pull on the cleat about 3/4 of the way back, just set it up dead central, and then put a slight bit of heel in on the angle. And again, you can do the same with your SPD pedals as well, okay? Some shoes are wider or narrower than others. The wider ones you might find, again, you're probably rubbing off the crank a little bit. So what you need to do is pull the cleat in towards the crank. Keep the angle on it, keep the fore and aft the same, but pull the cleat in towards the crank and it'll move your shoe a little bit away from the crank, okay? And for some of us who pedal with knees out, you do much the same. You widen the stance on the shoe, okay? You pull the shoe away from the crank, okay? And it helps drop the knees in a little bit. So how do I know if it's slightly heel in? Apart from clicking in, and you'll feel whether you need to pull your heel in or pull your heel out. If you put your shoes up against a straight edge, so put the cleat up against a straight edge, okay, side of a table or something, okay, and put them side by side, you'll see they're slightly heel in, okay, toe out. What you don't want to see is this, unless you actually are pigeon toed, but most of us aren't, okay. So when you set up a shoe like that, what you'll find is you'll want to pedal like this, but the cleat will keep pulling you out, and you normally end up with a little bit of a knee issue, okay, typically on the lateral side of your knee. So side by side, and you're looking for a slight bit of heel in on the shoe. So once you're happy, get on the bike, pedal away for a little while. I'd say always bring a little Allen key with you. Once you're happy with your position of your cleat on the shoe, get a felt pen and draw all the way around your cleat on the bottom of your shoe. Makes a hell of a lot easier than when you go to replace your cleat and you go to put a new one on. With your SPDs, okay, these guys are probably going to last you forever, okay, because it's not sticking out from below the shoe, it's recessed into the shoe, so they don't wear too much. They'll last you years. You'll probably end up replacing your shoes before you replace your cleat. Also, before we finish up on cleats and pedals, always check the condition of your pedals as well. Check the bearing. If you move your pedal in the crank arm, If the pedal starts moving, it's worn, and again that causes a lot of issues because it causes a lot of lateral and medial movement of the knee. And look for wear in the spring here, same thing again, it can cause movement in the foot. Again, replace your pedals every couple of years, okay? And that's all things cleats. Thanks.